Florida dive teams have spent the night scouring the waters of a 24,000-acre nature preserve. They're using boats and sonar along with helicopters and even drones looking for Brian Laundrie, but there is still no sign of him. He's the sole person of interest in his fiancé Gabby Petito's death, which is now being ruled a homicide.
We are trying to cover every acre in this preserve. I tell you, these guys, our law enforcement partners, they're motivated and they're hungry to find Brian Laundrie.
This case has captivated the country, and signs that Petito will not be forgotten include memorials in Florida, her hometown of New York, and Wyoming. Seemingly everywhere you turn, whether on TV or social media, it's about Gabby. The awareness is sparking several important conversations about women, domestic violence, and society. Here's Cassie Arsenault.
The wide availability of photo and video evidence in the Gabby Petito case has let social media users take on the role of amateur investigator. But more than that, it sparked a bigger conversation. People are wondering what role her missing fiancé, Brian Laundrie, had in all of this.
It puts it on the radar that this isn't a one-off occurrence. This isn't something that just happens to one particular group or one type of demographic or in one part of our country.
Kristin Shrimplin, the president of Women Helping Women, which prevents gender-based violence and empowers all survivors, says high-profile cases remind us all to take a hard look at the domestic violence that occurs in our backyard.
So far in 2021, we have about it's been 10 domestic violence homicides, just Hamilton County alone. This isn't one case. At Women Helping Women, we serve 8,000 survivors, and that number continues to go up.
But Shrimplin does point out a critical issue with the coverage showing up on screens across the United States.
The majority of our survivors, over 87% of them, are women. Most of them are younger women, and disproportionately, they are women of color.
Irene Bedard from the Greater Cincinnati Native American Coalition says while the Petito family certainly deserves answers, the attention Petito has gotten is offensive to Indigenous women whose third leading cause of death is murder.
There is no media coverage at all. It's just another Indigenous woman gone, another Indigenous person missing.
While people impatiently wait for answers on what happened to Gabby, Irene and Kristin hope the same amount of attention can go to all women, whether Black, brown, or Native American. Now, a report from the University of Wyoming found that 710 Indigenous people, mostly young girls, went missing in Wyoming from 2011 to 2020.